For hundreds of years, women in Gombe and other parts of northern Nigeria have lived very harsh lives, as they have hardly had the chance to share the same amount of fame as men do. Being a male-dominated society, most of the laws and policies affecting the state are promulgated by men, without adequate consultation to harness the views of all gender concerned, thereby relegating issues of women to the background. Hence, the story of women have usually revolved around their husbands and children, and sometimes petty trading and subsistence farming. They also have had limited access to quality education, employment and political activities, as well as limited opportunities to utilize their skills and talent to contribute meaningfully to the development of the state, the northern region, and the country as a whole. Yet women constitute the majority of vulnerable groups in the region, being victims of several domestic violence, rape, communal and violent clashes, kidnappings, and human trafficking, which have broadened in the past 2 decades, as well as Boko Haram insurgency, which witnessed rapid escalation in Nigeria's northeast from 2014. These circumstances have brought about physical, mental, and emotional disabilities to families and whole communities, especially women and girls. And yet, women are most often excluded from the peace-building and conflict resolution process at all levels. In the year 2000, the United Nations Security Council unanimously enacted the Resolution 1325. These acknowledge the disproportionate, unique impact of armed conflict on women and girls and the importance of the participation of women in peace negotiations, humanitarian planning, peacekeeping operations, post-conflict, peace building and governance. Resolution 1325 emphasizes increased participation of women and incorporation of gender perspectives in all United Nations peace and security efforts. It also calls on all parties to conflicts to take special measures to protect women and girls from gender-based violence in situations of armed conflict. Signing Resolution 1325, the government of Nigeria made the commitment through the crafting and enactment of National Action Plan to adopt strategies aimed at enhancing the implementation of the resolution at the national, state, and local government levels. In furtherance of the practical implementation of Resolution 1325 in Nigeria, a 4-year program tagged Promoting Women's Engagement in Peace and Security in Northern Nigeria was launched in 2014 by the United Nations Women and is being funded by the European Union. The initiative is being implemented since 2015 in partnership with Nigeria's federal and state ministries of Women Affairs and Social Development, UNICEF, Search for Common Ground, CSOs, development partners, UN agencies, community religious leaders, media, the academia, research institutes, gender advocates, and women group association. The program adopts a number of strategic and sustainable approaches to improve women's participation in conflict prevention, peacemaking, and peace building in 3 target states: Adamawa, Plateau, and Gombe. Gombe was selected to benefit from this program based on history of incessant violent conflict, volatile security challenges, and demonstrable commitment by the government and other stakeholders in the state. Thus, Gombe State Action Plan was developed, validated, and adopted. In order to enhance ownership and sustainability, the program adopted the participatory and bottom-up methodology at all levels with strategic and result-oriented activities and strategies, which includes advocacy, capacity building, engagement workshops and town hall meetings, as well as trainings for women at the grassroots, for the ministry officials and relevant stakeholders to advance women's leadership, gender equality, and improve protection for women and children in conflict settings. The program with Gombe State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare as a key partner in the state also incorporated strong communication using local languages and community theater. It also incorporated knowledge management elements such that its benefits can be documented and replicated in the management, mitigation, and resolution of future conflicts. The program is implemented in Kaltungo, Balanga, Kwame, and Yelmatu Daba local government areas.
I work on the project promoting women's engagement in peace and security. It is a European Union funded project. The objective of the project is to strengthen women's role in conflict prevention, peacemaking, and peace process, to also mitigate the impact of conflict on women and girls, and to create a conducive environment for the implementation of UNHCR 1325 in Gombe State. The UN Women on this project is partnering with a lot of partners. We are working with CSOs, we are working with international NGOs, we are working with the Ministry of Women Affairs, who are our key partners in the state.
Search for Common Ground is an international non-profit organization that promotes peaceful resolution of conflict. We work in transforming the way the society and the world deals with conflict away from adversarial approaches. For the WPS project, Search for Common Ground was engaged 2018 in promoting women's engagement in peace and security. This program is embarked upon in 3 different states: Plateau, Adamawa, and Gombe State. And here in Gombe State, we are working with the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Welfare. And we equally partner with the lead women mentors here in Gombe State and the media network here in Gombe State. Search for Common Ground is working with the UN Women hand in hand to equally see how we can strengthen the implementation of the various partners' action plans here in Gombe State.
I work with the West Africa Network for Peace Building, WANEP. WANEP is a civil society organization that is focused on peace building. WANEP works in 15 ECOWAS member countries with the head office in Accra, Ghana. As a civil society organization involved in peace building, WANEP is implementing the UN Women project that is in collaboration with UNICEF. It is EU funded. The project is tagged Promoting Women's Engagement in Peace and Security in Northern Nigeria. WANEP is the lead implementer of that project in collaboration with the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, IPCR, which is a Nigerian institute for peace based in Abuja.
The impact of this program has really affected our women in so many ways. Particularly, the women can now rely on themselves by involving themselves in small businesses, which in turn boost the economy of their husbands, and at the same time they were able to take their children to higher institutions of learning. And secondly, with the program now, the peace that has been existing in this community, one cannot overemphasize, because definitely formerly used to hear man and women having conflict on one thing or the other. But presently, with this UN Women program, we were able to go to each houses to set peace in the homes. Wherever there's problem, we do call the women and advise them they should not rely on the men alone. What we need from them is to stand up and do something befitting so that they will in turn boost the economy of the entire family. And more so, formerly you see women sitting under trees gossiping, but now with this program, hardly you see women sitting gossiping or doing other things under the tree. So this program, honestly, it has helped sincerely in developing the women in this rural area.
To give women these tools and broadly to create a gender-sensitive architecture from the home outward is key to empower women and girls at this level and even at the community level. A major milestone of the program is the significant increase in the number of women appointed as title holders, advisors and members of traditional councils for decision-making in target states and local government areas, with over 200 women now given titles and a part of decision-making in traditional councils. For local governments, involving women in the traditional council structure has been key to the success in mediation and settling conflict, as well as changing the perception of people about the role of women in peace process and decision-making positions.
My name is Fatih Ishak Awak. I am a resident of this community, Awak. I am also a title holder. My title is Uwar Surong Awak.
I'm by name Dr. Roda Sarki. My traditional title is Taurar Wang Awak. Hail from this village you are seeing,
which the district head of Awak has given me as one of the about 18 women that have title in this community.
We have seen these women making a difference because now some of them are included in traditional council, which is something that has been very rare. At the beginning of the project, we had only one emir that is working very closely with women, who is the emir of Kaltungo. He has like over 40 women in his council.
We have conflicts between tribal groups a lot. And when I started solving the problem always using men, then I realized that I have to engage women because they also have a part they play. When they talk as a mother. They have this kind of soft kind of language that penetrates deep into our youths. And where men has failed to convince youth, we always see that women's talk always solve the problem. So when I realized that, I said, well, I have my solution at hand. So I started involving women in solving conflicts between our tribal groups, especially during rainy season when they're fighting over farms or something. That is when problems normally happen between communities. So I found them very, very handy in tackling this problem because of their soft approach and then their motherly approach. That's what I found unique into them.
We took up his case, and so many other community leaders are now including women, and they have all testified to how women have added value to governance in their communities.
As a traditional ruler, I want to make use of this opportunity to commend the effort of UN Women and the Ministry of Women Affairs for the awareness created for us. They impact a lot of knowledge on us, whereby we understand the importance of women in putting them into the traditional system as advisors. So we have a lot of women that we give them traditional title in the village. So like in Doho, we have about 7 different wards in Doho town. So with the awareness and different seminars and workshops that we have been attending with UN Women, so the knowledge we acquire, so we decide to give from each ward a woman a traditional title, and then there are about 7, and then each one of them we give another 10 subtitle, traditional title under her. So all in all, there are about 57 women that we give them traditional title, that we work with them into the traditional council as advisors.
Which, if there's a case in the community, women are involved in case management in that community.
These women participate in decision making, and they are seriously bringing change and additional value to the table. And with the capacity given to them in the area of public speaking, leadership, they are also able to sit down and contribute. We don't want just women to be there. They can be there and not contribute and not represent. But now they are there because their capacity has been built. They can talk and they can contribute and participate in decision making like the men do.
When United Nations Women come to Gombe State with the program promoting women engagement in peace and security in northern Nigeria, we therefore went for several trainings and workshop with them. After that, immediately come back and introduce engaging women in a community, more especially in peace building, peacemaking and dialogues. So in this community, you can be able to select some women and give them a title, being as their own advisory in the palace, and their contribution to the community entirely is very effective. When there's crisis, mostly women, they suffer the brunt. They run away with their children, and still they're excluded in decision making, more especially in the community and when the crisis happen like this. We therefore see that it's good to bring them together and include them in decision making in a community like this.
And some of the community leaders are even saying they prefer taking advices from women because most times they are not biased, and whatever it is decision that they are taking has positive outcome.
Here in our community, women have a vital role that we play as a result of the training we had from UN Women. I am also one of the mentors that received the training from UN Women. As women, there was a conflict we had about women, it was trying to become a religious conflict, but we women, we came out and said that during crisis, it is us women that we suffer and with our children. Therefore, we came to the district head with our support, and with his encouragement, we were able to suppress the problem. So that incident, that ugly incident that was about to take place was able to be suppressed by the effort we had as women.
A woman's role now in the society, she is part of decision making. As I told you, that I'm Tauraro of Awak, there is no decision they take in this palace without my knowledge, because they invite me for decision making. Not as of then that a woman is meant to cook for the children and to take care of her husband. Presently, a woman's role in this community is more than what we expect, because in every decision they take in this community, they involve most of us, especially the title holders.
The program seeks to increase engagement with key stakeholders for the passage of relevant gender equality bills. Hence, the Gender and Equal Opportunities for All Persons Bill, GOMBE Committee, was constituted by the Ministry of Women Affairs in March 2016. They reviewed the bill in the context of Gombe State, and there was a need to deepen the understanding and correlate inputs of policymakers and relevant stakeholders on the content of Gombe State's Gender and Equal Opportunities for Persons Bill, thus also providing the platform for direct advocacy to them for quick passage of the bill. This necessity birthed a sensitization and engagement workshop organized by the State Ministry of Women Affairs for the members of State of House Assembly and members of State Executive Council, including their wives, who also pledged to support the passage of the Gender and Equal Opportunities for Persons Bill, GEOB.
UN Women has really impacted a lot of knowledge in this state, because we've been partnering with them for the past years, and they've been paying advocacy visit to His Excellency on women engagement and peacekeeping in this state. And really, His Excellency has acknowledged their request, and he has involved so many women, especially in his cabinet. He has given appointments to 6 female commissioners, and we have also female permanent secretaries in the state. So really, UN Women has done a lot in Gombe State.
As Minister of Economic Planning, we are the agency that is responsible for coordinating development assistance in Gombe State. Through the enabling environment provided by His Excellency the Governor, Alhaji Ibrahim Dankombo, in GOMBE, PhD. You see, because of that enabling environment, we approached the UN Women for the promotion of women engagement in peace and security. They agreed, they came in, and we have collaborated. And after engaging with them, we now link them with relevant ministers responsible for implementing this project, which is the Minister of Women Affairs. They have done a very good job. They have trained our women in promoting peace, and they have also trained them in peace management and mitigation.
I would like to say the impact of peace and security in the northeastern Nigeria, especially Gombe State, through the UN Women-sponsored program. I would like to say it has been impactful in my organization, that's the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, in the sense that we've been able to attend training organized by the UN Women in areas of mitigating the impacts of conflicts on women and girls in the society, as in Gombe and around Gombe states. And before the coming of the UN Women, I can say, we were just operating in the dark. But with their coming, we've been able to know that we have rights. As women in security, we have right to mitigate and to stand for those who are vulnerable in the society. And talking about the gender-based violence issues we have in the society, the UN Women have been able to train our personnel in handling gender-based violences in Gombe State. We have handled cases from displaced people from Borno and Adamawa states. And through the help of the UN Women, we've been able to do the right thing. So I would like to say that the program has been impactful in our organization.
WPS project contributed to the promotion of peaceful coexistence through advocacy, dialogue, and mediation activities between farmers and herders and between communities that had land disputes in Kaltungo, Balanga, Kwame, and Yelmatsu Daba local government areas.
As a caretaker chairman, I had the issue of headmen and the farmers. By the time people coming from the UN Women's and Ministry of Women Affairs from Gombe State to intervene, calling women for the dialogue and the meeting with them in order to achieve our goals. And when I come on the board, I call a security meeting with the two traditional rulers and religious rulers from the Emirate and the multi-emirate. We sit down here in my office with my council members. We discuss the issue of cattlemen and the farmers. We hear the view of the farmers. They lay their complaints. And we hear the view of the headmen. We gather together with the UN leaders and the UN women trained by the UN Women and under Ministry of Women Affairs. We discuss with these headmen. They tell me what they need. I say I will do so. I did it. And the farmers give me a maximum cooperation. They opened the cattle route from that Inco Dam up to the border of alcohol government, my facia. But if you have any part, maybe you are against the farmers or against the headmen, so you will get problems. Take it. The farmers, the headmen, they are the same thing in front of you as a leader. Listen to them. Call the UN women in each state to intervene. It will help these issues. It will help the country to resolve issue of headmen. So I really appreciate the UN women for giving me this support. We are helping ourselves.
And working with them has really earned us a very good pass mark as far as peaceful coexistence is concerned, especially the engagement of women in conflict resolution. We have our own share of conflicts, especially the one that relates to farmers and herders,
especially in Yamatu labor, and the one that relates to farmers and farmers over farmland. So we have really worked together with the traditional rulers to ensure that peace is maintained in these communities.
At the same time, as advancing advocacy and capacity building activities at all levels, the program also sought to generate coordination between all stakeholders, including civil society, journalists, and humanitarian actors, and state institutions.
WPS program is a promoting women engagement in peace and security in Gombe State. Journalists have played a critical role in that regard. It is under this project that most of us were trained on early warning, early response, complete reporting, usage of social media, and so on.
Really, I want to commend the foresight of the UN Women in establishing the media network, because while coming into the state, we're starting the project, the UN Women saw the need, so that the media is key to this project, because the media needs to really promote women engagement in peace and security.
At the same time, in Gombe State, journalists have played a critical role by advocating to other media organizations in the state to allocate airtime so that organizations will come out to promote women involvement, women in peace, women in dialogue, and so on in the state.
Because the media network comprises of journalists that cut across all the medium, both the state, national, and even international. So whenever we write our stories, disseminate our stories, it goes beyond this local government. So it is really reaching out, and that is making impact because of the feedback that we get. We know that it's really in a good cause.
It has created awareness among the members of Jama'atul Nasr Islam and other religious organizations. It has also improved the activities that we have been organizing in the Jama'atul Nasr Islam, particularly with regards to women. We have also been attending in seminars and workshops that were organized by the UN Women within and outside the state. Therefore, we have become catalysts on dissemination of information on the programs of UN Women, whereby the majority of the public are fully aware about the engagement and responsibilities of women, specifically in peace building.
So that has given us knowledge on how to bring our women together, to disseminate, more especially on the aspect of peace building. Our women have been able now to disseminate all information concerning peace activities. It also enables us to bring our youth together, both within the state and the local government. We also, all the information that we get from the UN Women in collaboration with the Ministry of Women Affairs, we are able to step down the training we were able to get from that activities to the local level. So in fact, the UN Women has done a lot to the CAN activities in Gombe State.
When we are talking about holistic development, girl-child education is key.
The role of an Average woman in Gombe after this project is for her to be able to address the issue of security challenges.
We have achieved a lot of things with the inclusion of women in the community.
And I believe after this project, government should also use everything possible to sustain from where UN Women stopped.
There should be training of security personnel on peace and security building.
Journalists need to be trained on emerging issues or early warning signs.
I want to recommend that this bill should be accepted because it has been domesticated. It is now suitable for Gombe State.